Of the Board of Supervisors for the County of Seneca is called to order. And I'm going to do roll calls of members. Mr. Reynolds? Mrs. Garlic-Lorenzetti?
Here.
Mr. Wadhams?
Present.
Mr. Davidson?
Here.
Mr. Prouty?
Here.
Mr. Kaiser? Mr. Lazaro?
Present.
Mr. Churchill?
Here.
Mr. Cronenwetter?
Here.
Mr. McGreevy?
Here.
Mr. Heisen? Mr. Westfall?
Here.
Mr. Shipley?
Here.
Mr. Trout?
Here.
We have a quorum. And let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag and the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, number 4 on the agenda, organizes a Board of Supervisors for the year 2017. What is the pleasure of the board?
I move that we organize as the Board of Supervisors for 2017.
I second that motion.
All in favor of organizing as a Board of Supervisors for 2017, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried to organize as a Board of Supervisors. Number 5, appointment of a temporary chair to the Board of Supervisors. With regard to the appointment of a temporary chair, what is the pleasure of the board?
I nominate Lee Davidson as temporary chair.
I second the nomination.
Are there any other nominations for temporary chair?
I move that nominations be closed.
I second.
All in favor of closing nominations for temporary chair, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried for Lee Davidson to assume the chair. Oh, where am I?
Close nomination.
Oh, okay. I second that. All in favor, say aye. Nominations are closed. All in favor of Lee Davidson assuming the role of temporary chair, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. Motion carried, appointing Lee Davidson as temporary chair. Oh, Lee, you might want to announce that.
We have,
Supervisors Kaiser
you're on the clock.
and Heisen are here, and Reynolds, all three.
Just for the record, as you folks can see, Supervisor Kaiser, Supervisor Reynolds, and Supervisor Heisen are now here. I call for nominations for a permanent chair for the year 2017.
I nominate Robert Shipley.
I second the nomination.
Okay. Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Ms. Cindy Garlic-Lorenzetti.
No, that's fine.
Declines the nomination.
I
She
did mine.
declines the nomination?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thought that was the plan.
Are there any other nominations?
I move the nominations be closed.
I second the motion. All in favor of closing the nominations for permanent chair, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. All in favor of Robert Shipley being appointed to the position of chair of the Seneca County Board of Supervisors for the year 2017, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion was carried. Robert Shipley is appointed chairman of the Board of Supervisors for 2017. There will be a brief recess for the county clerk to administer the oath of office as chair of the board. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you.
You're welcome. Repeat after me. I, Robert Shipley,
I, Robert Shipley,
of the town of Waterloo,
of the town of Waterloo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of
of the office of Chairman of the Board.
Congratulations. You're welcome. I need you to sign. I think we've done this once before.
Yeah, but it was like 10 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
Seems that way.
We'll have to dig up the old photo and see.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. Believe it or not, I have a few prepared remarks. Fellow supervisors, County Manager Shepherd, dedicated staff, and honored guests. First and foremost, I thank you for the support and confidence that you have given me tonight. I am honored and grateful for the opportunity and eager to help lead this community forward as chairman of the Seneca County Board of Supervisors. I would like to take a moment to recognize outgoing Chairman Gary Westfall for his distinguished service to this board. Gary, you have set a great example for bipartisan cooperation and have established a solid foundation to build upon. On behalf of the Board of Supervisors, we thank you for your efforts and we look forward to your continued contributions.
I appreciate it, thank you, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's the shortest you've ever... It will be among my personal goals to continue the leadership principles of my respected predecessor. Having more than 40 years of management experience, I have learned firsthand the importance of collaboration for any group to be fully functional. Together, we must embrace our diversity and work to find mutual beneficial solutions for all of Seneca County's businesses, residents, and visitors. Make no mistake, this county is at the forefront of an upstate New York renaissance. Our board has a historic opportunity to make a lasting legacy for our future generations. To that end, there are a number of key issues that will require our attention in the coming year. First, our workforce. The most important resource we have is our people. Our county needs to lead the way in attracting and retaining the best and the brightest, starting with our own county workers. We need an outside-the-box approach to eliminate the training image associated with losing quality hometown talent to neighboring communities that offer greater compensation and advancement. Next, our industry. Ongoing investments have the potential to attract significant development to our community. Are we ready to support such growth? Do we have a viable plan to create a culture that is beneficial to business, relocation, and expansion? We must fully support our businessmen and women to help them grow here in a business-friendly climate. Next, our rights. I applaud the steadfast resolve of previous boards regarding the CIN land into trust issue. We must continue to vigorously defend the rights of our taxpayers and maintain a proactive approach towards the federal government, and that is the Interior Department and BIA, in demanding a just resolution of this matter. As a team and working together, we can move forward on these and other important issues during 2017. I am confident that we have the right group of people to make Seneca County a great place to live, work, and visit. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to the coming year. Okay, next order of business. I call for nomination for Finance Director for the year 2017.
Yes, I'm almost standing up. I like
that.
I almost.
You can stand up.
I nominate Walter Prouty for Finance Director. I second that nomination.
Are there any other nominations for Finance Director?
Yes, Chairman. Thank you. There are. First of all, I want to thank Walt Prouty for serving as our Finance Chairman these past few years. But I respectfully would like to nominate tonight Gary Westfall for this position. I'd like to ask my fellow board members to reach across party lines to vote for Gary. Gary brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to this position with his many years of being the Waterloo Village Administrator. Gary has shown us his bipartisanship during the year as him being board chairman in 2016. Our county is going into a new chapter with the 318 corridor, the development of Del Lago, and he would also play an integral part of looking at the county's overall pay structure for the employees. He has experience with union negotiations, and he would fulfill the obligations of being Finance Director. So again, I'd like to ask my fellow board members to maybe reach across that line. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Is there a second on that motion?
I second the nomination.
I'm just writing down.
I move that the nominations be closed.
I second the motion.
Okay, first we'll vote on Walt Prouty. All in favor of appointing Walt Prouty?
Close nomination.
Nominations.
Thank you.
We didn't vote, did we? We made a motion.
All in favor of closing nominations for Finance Director, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now, all in favor of appointing Walt Prouty as Finance Director, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Margaret, roll call.
Okay, we're voting to appoint
Walt Prouty.
Walter Prouty as the Finance Director. Mr. Heisen?
Yes.
Mr. Wadums?
Yes.
Mr. Reynolds?
Yep. Yes.
Mrs. Garlic Lorenzetti?
No.
Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
Mr. Prouty?
Yes.
Mr. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mr. Lazaro?
No.
Mr. Churchill?
No.
Mr. Cronenwetter?
No.
Mr. McGreevy?
No.
Mr. Westfall?
No.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Trout?
No.
So, do you know what that means? Can you understand?
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, the vote is the ayes 320 and the nays 430. That motion is defeated. We'll move on to the next choice. All in favor of Gary Westfall, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Vote for that?
Margaret, roll call.
Just a minute, please. Cindy Garlic Lorenzetti, appointing Gary Westfall as Finance Director.
Yes.
Steve Churchill?
Yes.
Mr. Churchill? Mr. Reynolds?
No.
Mr. Wadums?
No.
Mr. Davidson?
No.
Mr. Prouty?
No.
Mr. Lazaro, Kaiser?
No.
Mr. Lazaro?
Yes.
Mr. Cronenwetter?
Yes.
Mr. McGreevy?
Yes.
Mr. Heisen?
No.
Mr. Shipley? I'm sorry, Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Trout?
Yes.
Okay, the ayes have it. The vote is 487 to 263. Congratulations, Mr. Westfall.
Get your calculator.
Okay, I call for nominations for jury board member for a one-year term to expire on December 31st, 2017.
I nominate Mike Reynolds.
I second the nomination.
Are there any other nominations?
I move that the nominations be closed.
Mr. McGreevy?
I'm sorry, I second the motion.
All in favor of closing nominations for jury board member, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All in favor of appointing Mike Reynolds as jury board member for a one-year term to expire December 31st, 2017, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mike Reynolds is appointed as jury board member for a one-year term. Congratulations, Mike. Next, in accordance with New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law, Section 1197, I hereby appoint Sheriff Tim Luce as Stop DWI Coordinator. Sheriff, congratulations for another year. Keep up the good work. Mr. Kaiser, who will serve as the Republicans' choice for Majority Leader for 2017?
Mr. Chairman, the Republicans' choice for Majority Leader for 2017 is Lee Davidson.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Davidson.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Westfall, who will serve as the Democrats' choice for Minority Party Leader for 2017?
Democratic choice for minority leader for 2017 is Cindy Garrett Lawrence.
Thank you. Cindy, congratulations.
Thank you.
I call for nominations for the official county newspapers.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate the Reveille Between the Lakes and the Ovid Gazette as the official county newspapers.
I second the nomination.
Are there any other nominations?
I move nominations be closed. I second that motion.
All in favor of closing nominations for the official county newspaper, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All those in favor of the Reveille Between the Lakes and the Ovid Gazette as the official Seneca County newspapers, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations, we will carry on with those two sources for this year. Is there a motion to adopt the rules of order of Seneca County Board of Supervisors for the year 2017? And before we move forward, those rules of order will be the same ones we developed, that we approved last year, not the proposed ones that are in front of the government operations.
I have a question. It is with the addition of open privilege to the floor.
Yes, and the change we made to Rule 29 also.
Thank
And
you.
they should be on your desk. But those are basically, with those two additions, are what we adopted last year, not the ones that the Government Operations Committee is going to be talking about.
Mr. Chairman, one other question.
Mr. Davidson.
On the rules that Supervisor Lorenzetti just talked about the open privilege to the floor, is there something in here? I haven't looked at the rules.
Yeah.
Where is
Yes,
it?
it's on Rule 5. It's under number 6. I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention.
Oh, I thought you were asking if it really wasn't.
No, it's there.
Charlie
So
did
you-
that, okay.
Yes, I
It's
just
under
clarified.
what page?
Rule number 5, page 2 of 9. Number 6, though.
That is exactly as this board adopted
Yes.
just a few short weeks ago.
So what is the actual, where the situation before, where they had the clerk, talk to the clerk of the board,
Right,
5 days ahead of time?
correct.
They don't have to, they just have to show up here and ask to speak now.
That's
okay?
correct.
Just want to make sure, I've got somebody that asked me they want to speak, so
Yes.
I want to make sure I'm right on this.
Yes.
As a point of order, Mr. Davidson?
Yes, sir?
I would still suggest that anybody wishing to petition the board, please just call the county clerk,
That's what I told
the board
somebody
of,
just
excuse
yesterday.
me, the board of supervisors clerk. Tina, I almost got you a lot of phone calls. And just get your name on the agenda. But as always, it was always the privilege of the chairman of the board to grant any petitioners up until the night of the, so it really hasn't changed all that
Well,
much.
it has changed, because now it takes that away from that chairman.
We open.
We open the floor to privilege of the floor. If they can remember to call Margaret, fine. Again, the whole reason for this was if in fact the agenda comes out on Friday, they didn't think they wanted to speak to anything, then that Tuesday they could come to the meeting and they would, I'm gonna guess that it's in the lineup that's already stated here.
Yes, and that will
And
be,
then it'll be privilege of the floor, and if they're here, they're allowed to speak without anybody making a decision.
and that
whatever,
will
it's just privilege.
that'll be directly after the normal schedule of petitioners.
Correct.
And it's a
That's
good
right.
thing to have. We haven't refused anybody, but it's a good thing to have it go to thing.
Mr. Heisen?
And one more point, it's only open to residents of Seneca County.
What's that?
That's not part of the,
No.
the open, in the language there, the open privilege of the floor is only open to people from Seneca County.
Where's that?
It's not written in here, but when we passed that, it was addressed to be Seneca County residents only.
Mr. Heisen, I can't confirm that. I'll have to ask for the county attorney to review the language that was passed by this board.
Remember that, Mr. Chairman?
That may or may not be the case, but
I don't remember
we'll,
that.
we'll look into it and we'll have a decision on that for you next Tuesday night. Be here.
Would you like me to just send a copy of the resolution?
Sure.
We're going to, if that's
Mr.
a requirement, we'd have to come up with a method for identifying people, because they could say they're from the county and not be, so, I mean, it's kind of a ridiculous premise. If somebody wants to speak to this board, we gave them the privilege to speak. That's what that was all about. Done.
Right.
They tell their name and where they live anyway, don't they?
But they can lie. I mean, if we make that a requirement, it's kind of ridiculous.
Mr. Davidson, you remember us talking about that, Seneca County residents, right?
If I might speak, Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Davidson.
If you all remember one certain young lady that came down here several times from Monroe County, I asked that question when this was being debated. You know?
Yeah,
And
you did.
I don't, I'm not, my memory is not as good as a lot of people's.
My memory is, because it was my resolution, so,
And
quite
actually-
honestly, you did bring up that lady that came from Rochester and said, anybody should be able to come and address the board, whether from Rochester, Seneca County, they get 5 minutes. It's simple.
And you remember what my reply to that was? As long as we adhere to that 5 minutes, I'll go with that.
You
But
did,
when we
because
don't-
you voted for it, Lee, even though the paper said you didn't. You did vote for it.
I
Okay,
think
so
it's-
I cleared that up for
I
you,
think
too.
it's a non-argument.
I
Thank you,
remember that
but-
too, Lee.
And I will clarify that it is a responsibility of the board chair who's running the meeting to get out your
5 minutes.
5 minute, and that's what they make this for. And as
I'll give
a,
you another one.
all right, that one looks like it has more sand in it.
And Mr. Chairman, I would remind everybody too, that we did let her speak every time.
Yes, we did, but
So.
as usual, we will
This
ask
rule doesn't
for a
really
name
apply.
and where they're from, though.
Same as we've always done. We've been very respectful of that.
More so than some of the people who come to
Yes.
speak. Oops, who said that?
Okay, moving forward.
I would move that the rules of order for the Board of Supervisors for the year of 2016 be and are hereby adopted as the rules of order for the board for the year of 2017.
I second the motion.
All in favor of adopting the 2016 rules of order that have been amended for the Seneca County Board of Supervisors and Robert's Rules of Order as the rules for the Board of Supervisors for the year 2017, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried. To adopt,
Yeah, let's see, all in favor of adopting. Motion carried. Just say motion carried.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Next?
I'll have a special order of the day.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, folks. This meeting stands adjourned.